Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ask the Expert. I'm so excited to be here with my co-host, Teresa Ream, who's here with me, and I'm really excited about the expert we have in store for you today, because you may recognize her because she used to be the host of Ask the Expert. So it is really great and fun and exciting for us to have her here as a guest, so that rather than interviewing others and shining the spotlight on them, to shine the spotlight on her today. So Teresa, tell us a little bit about her.
I'm so glad you're here, Marion. Today we'll be talking about how to look your best with Marion Gellatly. Marion is a certified image master, sought after speaker, author, and leader in the field of image management and wardrobe strategy. She believes that pandemic or not, looking your best at 50 and better is imperative. Marion founded her Powerful Presence company in 1991. Her mission? To empower women to look and feel their best. Marion says so often women reach for the yoga pants, oh yeah, and t-shirts when other choices would empower them to stand out, be noticed, and achieve their goals. Those that don't want to be dismissed, discounted, or diminished turn to Marion to be awesome, amazing, and authentic, without adding complexity to their busy lives. Marion has a reputation as a warm, engaging, and informative speaker who is in high demand with corporations, small businesses, professional associations, and community organizations. Marion has been featured in national media such as the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and ABC News. So get ready, because Marion is going to tell us, is going to share powerful strategies, simple approaches, and ways to stand out through the power of image and style. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Where did you get all that?
I know. I was like, wow, that was amazing. I'm super excited, though, because I have to say before we jump in that, I heard Marion myself, and we went through some of the things in my closet. I got some great advice, what kind of things, something as simple as how to put a scarf on when I am on Zoom, and what kind of things to do to make me look thinner. That's always a good thing, women, right? That's always and stuff. So she's done just a great job. So one of the things that I know that is going to happen before we jump in is that you're going to have questions, because there's just no way in the amount of time that we have today that you are going to get all your questions answered. So here's what we're going to do. Marion was so gracious and said that when you're listening to this, look below and in the comments, feel free to put any questions in there that we didn't cover, and she's going to come back and make sure she answers them for you. And you never know, you may ask her a question that may show up in a workshop or something that she does in the future. So you just never know. So welcome, Marion. I'm so excited to have you here with us.
Thanks, ladies. You're doing a great job on Ask the Expert. So I'm happy to be one of your guests.
I know, we're happy too. So let's just jump right in. So I'm just going to go for the big question, right? What is the number one thing, Marion, that differentiates you from other stylists that are out there in the industry right now?
I think a couple of things. Number one, longevity in the industry. 30 years of my practice, and being one of only 29 certified image masters in the world, certified by the premier association called the Association of Image Consultants International. So that sets me apart. And then I think the other thing that sets me apart is that I really do know business. Before I actually started my practice, I spent quite a number of years working in the Silicon Valley grind. And so I understand, what happens in companies and corporations. And because so many of my clients are professional women, either in companies or now entrepreneurs, I bring that expertise with me as well.
I love that, and it's been said that the riches are in the niches, right? And stuff. And I really love that. I really love that, the 50 and over crowd. I mean, like, we need you, right? Because I think that a lot of times as women, what we think works for us, we just keep on going out and buying that same thing, maybe in a different color. And all of a sudden you look back and you don't realize that we've gotten older. And I don't know about you. I think you do, though. The reality is, just because it comes in your size doesn't necessarily mean you should wear it, right?
You got that right. And you know what? Life changes. And when we hit 50, life is very different than it was when we were in our 20s and 30s. And so as life changes, our style should change right along with us.
I think that makes sense.
Yes, that's true. I think that's one of my things that I struggle with sometimes is I think I'm still like 20 and I go buy things that, I head for the trendy, and then I'm always have you in my head. Marion, I've known Marion for 20 years. I have Marion in my head. I carry her around. I don't always mind her, but when I go to that trendy thing and I always buy it, I'm always thinking, Marion, she's going to say this is not this isn't longevity. It's not going to last.
What would Marion do? Is that what you're hearing? What would Marion say?
Yeah, here's the thing though. I think looking at trends is really important. So I don't think we should ignore trends, because trends are what keep us fresh. Now, does it mean that we should buy every trend that comes out? Absolutely not. Because, it might not be age appropriate. It might not really express our personality. It might just be one more thing that's going to clog the closet. But if it's a trend that you think, oh my gosh, for instance, right now, one of the trends is we are moving to wider legged pants. And you're starting to see more and more of it with each season over the last year. And so for me, a wider leg pant actually works quite nicely. So this is going to be my opportunity to do some investment buying in pants to upgrade all those skinny things that I've been wearing for the last few years that, look okay, but they're not really where I want to be. So that's when you look at a trend and then you decide, do I want to do it? Another trend is, big earrings. So Teresa, you're going to say, well, wait a second, I've been doing that for years, but now it's really a big trend. So you're going to have all kinds of opportunities to buy whatever you want right at this moment.
Nice.
Well, I think that's really, really good. And I think some trends tend to stay because, I'm all about fashion. And I pay attention to, what's the Pantone color of the year? Like, sometimes it's not a color that works for me, and sometimes it really is. But then sometimes things stay around. Like, I am amazed, and maybe you know why, that animal print has stayed for as long as it has. I mean, it seems like it's almost a staple now.
It is.
It's kind of waning. Isn't it waning now, Marion?
No, it's a classic.
Really?
Animal print is a classic. Yeah.
I love it. And I'm so thankful because I really like it so much. Although as time has gone on, I realized that, just leopard print is not just leopard print. They have leopard print with a background. They have leopard print that's all browns. They have leopard. I mean, there's a lot of different things. So I've gotten really good at knowing what works for me and what not. But I'm really thankful that because I love leopard print, I haven't had to get rid of stuff. But what you were saying about pants is so true, because I just took out my summer stuff. And a couple of years ago, I was really into palazzo pants, which are those wide leg pants. And actually, I thought they were super comfortable and amazing until I saw myself in pictures.
Oh, isn't that the kicker? We feel so good. We're walking around feeling like, oh man, I've got it going on. And then you get a picture and it's just like, oh.
I just realized that I'm smaller on the bottom and thicker in the waist. And that just made me look bigger all the way down. And I was like, oh no, that is not good. And when somebody said, you should be trying on skinny jeans. And I was like, oh no, that wouldn't look good on me. And then I did. I thought I looked like I lost 20 pounds. So I think that sometimes you should not get so set in your mind that, oh no, I shouldn't. And you should at least try. But speaking of the trends, what are the trends? I mean, I know we have other questions, but you did say she was going to tell us that stuff. So what are the trends this year? Like, what we're heading into spring and summer.
Purple, right? Purple, my color is coming up.
Yes, Very Perry is the color of the year for sure, according to Pantone. And you'll see every variation of purple out there. So you buy the purple that works for you, of course. Let's see, colorful handbags really a big deal right at the moment. So don't be buying your classic black and brown, and go for pops of color. In terms of shoes, we're seeing a lot of flat forms, which are, you know, kind of a thick sole, a very thick sole. It could be an espadrille, that lift us off the ground, but they give us comfort. For those of us that are over 50, you know, having the high heel or having the stilettos just don't work anymore.
No, you
So
walk
a
funny,
flat
too.
form will get us
That's why
up
I love
off the
boots.
ground and give us some length in our leg. The other thing would be, let's see here, tweed jackets, you know, a la Chanel. Oh my goodness, they've made a big resurgence for spring in all kinds of spring colors. Now, the thing I'll say about tweed is it's not for me. It's probably not for any of us, because it's going to add bulk to our body.
Oh,
But if you're tall and slender, and there are a lot of women out there that are, you know, this is your season to buy tweed. Let me think, what else is another big trend? I would say, you know, this is a season of happy. I think everyone is so happy to be out of COVID and back out, that color, and mixing colors is a really big deal. So have fun with them. And then,
What
as I
about mixing
said,
metals?
earrings,
Is that
big
okay?
earrings.
Is mixing metals okay?
Sure, absolutely.
That's
No.
always the thing I struggle with. I always feel like if I'm wearing silver, I should wear silver. If I'm wearing gold, I should wear gold. Like, but mixing them up, I think I love it when I see other people wear gold, silver, copper all together. It looks all amazing.
Yes,
Well,
I like to
and
do
just
that.
because that's the trend out there, see, now that bugs you. So you should ignore that. You should do your thing. Because style is about how you interpret fashion. So style should be something that really expresses who you are. It makes you happy. It helps you feel good about yourself. You like what you see in the mirror. And, you know, it also can draw people to you. So style can be a magnet. It's just one more tool to magnetize people and opportunities to you. So I always say to my clients, you know, we have to think beyond what is style. We have to think about what you want your style to say. How do you want it, have it make you feel? What do you want it to say? And how do you want to be perceived by the message you send? And then what kind of business opportunities and people do you want to attract to you? And that's what style can do. And most people really haven't learned that. You know, they've clothes or, you know, cover the body, or
Yes.
clothes can kind of express you, but it's much bigger than that. It's much more important. So there's a real strategy behind style. And you probably know that, Patty, when you're speaking on a stage and so forth, you know, what you do when you're speaking on a stage versus, you know, when you're, you know, with a one-on-one meeting may look very different. So your effect through your style expression is important to think about.
That's huge if you think about it, isn't it, Patty? It's
It
just
really
huge.
is. And one of the things that I said, like, even in the networking world is, you know, a lot of times, you know, people are talking a lot now about, you know, oh, now that we're coming back into our new normal, right? What our new normal is, and going back to doing in-person things. I'm hearing people say, oh, you know, it was so great when we were behind the Zoom, right? Because they're thinking, oh, I'm kind of an introvert. And one of the things that I have told my clients and all my networking friends, I'm like, listen, that's where style really works. There is nothing more than having a cute pair of shoes, a pop color in a purse, a statement necklace, that you don't have to go and try to, you know, go into conversations that other people are having. And if that makes you nervous, you just need to do that and people will come up. I mean, many conversations for me have started over, those are such cute shoes. I love that necklace. Or right? I mean, you can start a conversation doing that, I think, and I think it really matters. I just want to say one thing about the purses. You mentioned something about purses. And I don't know if it's just me, and maybe it just is, but you know how every year they always have the it things, right? You know, they even have like some websites will even say, oh, these are the it purses and the it this.
Yes.
I love color, but I shy away from things that are like, if they have a specific pattern and they're calling that the it thing, because one of the things that I have noticed is when I'm out and about, not everybody changes their purse. Often I have I have been in the mall, just walking, minding my own business, and I'll see somebody, and this makes me sound bad, I think, that is carrying a purse, and I'll think that was the it purse 2 years ago. Like that will pop into my head. I don't mean, I can't help what pops into my head, but I'm thinking that. And if I had an it purse that was the it purse, now it's 2 or 3 years later, I would never feel like I could carry that purse again. So I have things that I spend money on that are going to stay. And then I have the cool things, but I tend to do more trend colors if they work for me, and not patterns where somebody can specifically tell that that was something 2 or 3 years ago. What do you think about that, Marion?
I think if all things are perfect for you, I don't care what anybody else thinks about you or about me. So if the colors are right, the patterns really express who I am, and I absolutely love them, then I don't worry about that. So I would encourage you to think about, well, are you buying things because you really love them and they really work for you, or are you buying them because they're the it? And if you're buying,
don't buy the it. That's what I'm saying.
It, that's when you're probably 2 years from now going to say, oh, I can see yeah.
I never buy the it. I look at the it because I know that about myself. I only buy what I love. I mean, shopping is like something fun for me and brings me joy. So I will look at the it, and then I will decide what my variation of that will be for that reason.
Yes, my it is white combat boots that I have never worn, and I'm stuck thinking, when can I wear those white combat boots? So
well, get them out now. I mean, it's spring.
Probably look good with a mini skirt. So I'll get to my question now. What is the question you get asked most by either your clients or people that know you're an image consultant?
Well, usually the first comment I get when people know I'm an image consultant was, oh, I didn't know I was going to meet you today, so I didn't bother to get dressed.
Yes.
So immediately they're wanting to cover themselves and not have me look at them. And the thing I always say to them is, look, I'm not here to judge you. That's not my deal. I only will provide feedback to clients that want feedback, or I should say clients that pay me to give them feedback.
That's what I was going to say.
But I think the thing that, I don't know if there's a question that's one question more than another. But I think the comment I get most often was, oh, I never thought I could do that. Or, oh, I never thought I could wear that. So why is it that I can? So it's usually surprise. And that happens with almost every client I work with. Oh, I never would have tried that. Why does that work for me?
Yeah, because you get tunnel vision. You get stuck in that look, and it can perpetuate for years. And pretty soon we're wearing the hair back in a certain way, feathered back or whatever. You see that. And I think that it's good to be able to have you as a beacon that we can look to say, it's okay. It's okay to change up, to do different things. I think that's one of the things that I always really liked about you. And I feel very comfortable with you. I guess you know that. And I feel like you're kind of a beacon. You're a lighthouse. You're stable and firm. And I know that I can always go to you with any question that I have, and you have a great answer. And I think a lot of your clients really feel that about you. I think they're drawn to you.
Thank you. What a nice compliment.
That was very nice. One of the things I want to say in the time that I've known you and when I hired you is that I came to the call thinking that you were going to make me change all kinds of stuff, because I knew I love wearing black, and I have like 17 black shirts and stuff, and I thought you were going to say, oh no, Patty, you need to stop wearing black, right? You need to add more color, or so I came prepared, maybe even a little defensive, because I didn't want to change that because I didn't want to change it, because it isn't that. A lot of times people think, oh, well, why do you wear black? I'm like, because I like it, right? But one of the things that Marion did, it was really like, what are your favorite pieces? And she just showed me how I could wear them differently, and how other ways I could add color and what else I could do. And so that really opened my eyes. And I did get rid of some of the black things because I realized that sometimes I looked at it because it was black, but then I realized the style of it wasn't what I needed anymore, and I could change that. And so I have to say, my wardrobe is predominantly black, but I love doing monochrome black now, and then adding all those pop colors with my jewelry and accessories and scarves and all that stuff. So I think that people, I just want to say, they shouldn't be afraid, because I think sometimes people don't want to hire someone because they think that they're going to tell them something and they don't want to hear. So that's why they don't want to do it. Right. So I just want to be able to tell you out there, if that's what you're thinking, that's actually not it. That's not really what she's going to do. You're going to be able to say, these are my favorite pieces. And she's like, why are they? And then I told her why those were my favorite pieces. And then she's like, okay. And then she showed me what other things I could do. And so I think, it isn't just about picking a color, right? There's so much more. And I love wardrobe strategy. Like, that is a great word. I hope you're using it as a hashtag, because that is amazing.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you. You know, I want to say that I didn't tell you not to wear black, Patty, but I think I did tell Teresa not to wear black, right? Or not as much black. But you know what? I think that
you did.
Some people can really carry black very nicely. And other people, black is just really not the color that's going to serve them the best. So it really has more to do with their personal coloring, their personality, you know, again, the kind of business they're in, what their goals are, as to whether I say, you know, let's go ahead and add a pop of color to black, or let's ditch the black entirely. I had got an email yesterday from a client who I've worked with for several years, and she's always been in black, and I've always been encouraging her. And she sent me an email yesterday. She said, you're not going to believe it. I'm going on a business trip. I'm going to 2 countries. I don't know how many states. I'm going to a conference. I'm going to this. And she said, there's not one iota of black in my suitcase. And I went, woohoo!
Isn't that something?
Finally! That's because black didn't serve her well. It would have served, it served her for convenience, but it just dragged her down, and it wasn't part of her coloring. So anyway, you never know. And one thing I wanted to just say, you mentioned earlier, Patty, about animal print and really knowing which color animal print or what the background color is. And what I want to say about color is, as we play with our hair color, or as we age with our hair color, like what I'm doing, it really does change what we can do in our closet. So the fact that you've identified that the animal prints that have probably more the brown or the rusty colors in the background are going to work for you, but for me, those wouldn't work. And if you just look on the screen here, how different our coloring is, I'm going to be the one now with my gray hair going to blacks and grays in my animal prints. So we have to pay attention to how we change and how we evolve, and that's going to affect what we do in our closet in terms of color as well as style.
And you know really good. What happened when you told me, stop wearing so much black, Teresa? About a month later, my husband was looking on my side of the closet. We had the walk-in closet, and he said, what happened to all your black pieces? Why do you have so much color in the closet? And I'm like, Marion.
Well, and I've noticed how much more color you're wearing, and you know, your personality is so sparkly and uplifting, and so color just resides on you so beautifully. So black is almost too serious for the fun that you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's kind of nice when you do go shopping and I pick a piece and I think, oh, Marion would love this, right? And as a matter of fact, sometimes when we have board meetings, or like the board meetings, or we're going to do something like the think tank, and I know Marion's going to be there, I'm like, oh, what new piece of my, that even if I don't say anything, she's going to notice that I like it's almost like you're the teacher, and we want to make sure that you know we were. It is so great. So Marion, I can really tell that this brings you joy, what you do. You can just see it, you know, you can hear it. You can even see it in the twinkle in your eye. But what is it about your business right now, right? Times change. We're kind of entering a new season now. We are doing that whole new normal. We're getting back out and, you know, from behind the screen. What do you love about your business right now?
Mhm.
I just love that it seems like everyone has come alive and the phone is kind of ringing off the hook.
Oh,
So
good.
it's, yeah, I'm very excited about that. And I have to say what I am very excited about is this technology called Zoom, because I can now work with clients all over the United States,
Mm.
just like Patty and I working, she in Texas, me in California. But there is nothing that brings me greater joy than actually to be in front of a person, you know, face to face, because that's the ultimate for me. So that's all coming back now. So between my programs that I teach, my 3-month programs, as well as now these private clients that are either coming back or new ones coming forward. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. I'm just a happy clam.
You
That's,
are.
that is so fabulous. We're so happy to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. What type of industries could we introduce you to that could move the needle for you in the next 30 days?
I think I've gotten to a point in my career and my goals that corporate is not where I really want to spend my time any longer. I really do enjoy working with the individual. Um, I get more joy out of it. I can actually affect change. I can see the transformation. And although I have loved teaching in corporations and companies, I don't get to see the transformation. I'm there to impart the information and hope that they take the information and do something with it, which I don't know if they do or not.
Yes.
But when I work one-on-one, or when I work in my group, my small group training programs, that's where I can really make sure that the change and the transformation is happening. So I would say what you could do for me is would be women that you know, that you
Mhm.
think would like a freshen up, or they feel like they need a little transformation, or even podcasts hosts.
Yes.
You know, I'm really starting to do more podcast guesting, and that would be a great contact for me.
That would be, it really would be.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Perfect. So Marion, where are you the most active? So like, what is the social media platform where if someone wanted to find you, that's where you're hanging out?
I hang out mostly on Facebook. I do a live Fashion Flair Friday every Friday in my private group, which anyone is welcome to just ask to join. And it's called Empowered Style for Successful Women Entrepreneurs 50 and Better. That's a long one. So if you just put in Empowered Style, you'll find me.
Okay.
So I would invite people to come and join me for that. I am active also on Instagram, but I think more so my heart is really more in Facebook.
Gotcha. That's where I see you too. And
Mhm.
again, when you watch the video, you'll be able to look down, and I'm sure that Marion is going to put the link in there where you'll be able to find it. So it'll be nice and easy for you. And then really quick, what is your website URL?
Yes, powerful hyphen presence, presence.com. And I would invite people to take my style satisfaction quiz. And you can go to stylesatisfactionquiz.com and see how you rate yourself on your style.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
That
We're going
sounds
to have to
very
do that.
intriguing.
Oh, thank you so much, Marion. I mean, you just really were so generous in sharing your brilliance, and we appreciate it so much. And to our audience, thank you for being here with us, taking the time to spend your Friday or whenever it's convenient for you, because you can watch the video, right? You know, but really what we want to say is make sure that you don't keep us a secret. Make sure that you connect with Marion, right? And implement something that, you know, what is your takeaway? Share it with us. What is a takeaway? I am sure today, so many for me, but what's one thing you heard that you know that, wow, I could implement that today, right? Today you can do it. So make sure you connect, take her quiz, join her Facebook group, go check out her website, right? So that's what we want you to do, is to make sure. And Marion, again, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Patty and Teresa, as always. I
Very
love
welcome.
being with the two of you. So
Thank you. And Teresa, you have an invitation for the audience.
Yes, thank you, Patty, and thank you, Marion. It just makes me so happy to be around you as usual, and implementing what you are saying to us means shopping. So that's always a
Yay.
huge plus, right? So now we would like to invite you to join us in our Facebook group and connect with our guest, Patty and I, and other amazing women that are part of the Professional Women's Network of the Monterey Peninsula, known as PWN, and now includes members locally, nationally, and internationally too. You can go to www.facebook.com/groups/Monterey, PWN Monterey. I screwed that up. Sorry.
No problem. They're going to get there because they know this is the place to be. So again, thank you so much, Marion. Thank you, Teresa. Always so great. And we'll see everybody next week.
sounds good. Thank you again. Bye-bye.